Professional golf has few legends that rival Tiger Woods, the undisputed grand master of modern golf. However, time and age eventually get the best of us, and Woods is no exception. Cue Cameron Smith, the Australian youngster who just won the 2022 Golfer of the Year award. Often hailed as the next immortalized player and racking up records left and right, let's take a look at some of Smith's career achievements. First, where did Smith get started? From the land down under to the top of the 2022 rankings, Smith was born in Brisbane to professional golf player Des Smith. He turned pro in 2013 at the ripe age of 20 and played the PGA Tour of Australasia that year. He toured Asia in 2014 before joining the full PGA Tour in 2015, when he also tied for 15th in the RBC Heritage. Since then, Cam has gone on to perform some amazing and unprecedented feats in the world of golf. What has stayed consistent is his coach, Grant Field, who's been by Smith's side for years. Since the start, Coach Grant said they have never focused on getting higher in the rankings, but focused more on improving Smith's overall game. He's so single-minded in his focus that when he was questioned about his player's potential move to live golf, he said management handles the money and I just help him hit the ball better. Second, how successful has Smith actually been? Once the Aussie got going in professional golf, it's been an upward trend. He partnered with Jonas Blix to win his first title in 2017 at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. That first pro win is special for everyone who joins the ranked players of the world, and Smith is no different. It was pretty cool to knock that putt in for the win, said Smith in an interview. I guess it would have felt a bit different if Jonas had done it for my first win. Smith ended that year as the 46th best player in the world, according to the FedExCup rankings. That prior year in 2016 may have been instrumental in getting his foot through the door of professional golf, qualifying fourth at that year's US Open alongside Adam Sott and South Africa's Brandon Grace after shooting a smooth 70, 70, 69, 68. Victory must have been sweet for Smith, as he followed that with back-to-back victories on home turf during the Australian PGA Open Championship. He tacked on another home debut that year when he played in the President's Cup and ended the year with a bang when he got his first solo triumph at the Sony Cup in Hawaii. Additionally, golf happens to be one of those sports where one's earnings is a huge indicator of success. Smith recorded 14.1 million indicators in 2019, granting him automatic qualification. Next, acceleration to the top in 2020 and 2021. At the 2020 season opener Sony Open in Waialae, he shot a staggering 65, 66, 68 to reach the knockouts, where he collected the respectable scalp of Brandon Steele to mark his first individual victory on the PGA Tour. This set the stage for a career-best finish of second in the 2020 Masters, finishing alongside Dustin Johnson. However, finishing second that year wasn't his highlight. That honor would go to the 67, 68, 69, 69 he shot, making him the first golfer in history to shoot all four rounds in the 60s. By this time, Smith had become a national hero of the sport and was recruiting youngsters to take up the game of golf by the truckload. His meteoric rise definitely played its part in this reputation, but his performance in the President's Cup of 2019 cannot be overlooked. After going 1-1-1, he won his singles match against Justin Thomas even though the USA won 16-14. The following year, Cameron returned to win the Zurich Classic of New Orleans again. This time he partnered with fellow Aussie Mark Leishman to beat the team of Louis Oosthuizen and Charles Schwartzel, giving him the momentum he needed to charge into his biggest season yet. The same year, Smith received one of the highest honors for any sportsman, qualification for the Olympics. Despite shooting a spectacular 66, in the final two rounds, Smith stayed out of medal contention. Moving on, Smith's career-defining 2022 season. Smith set about climbing the ranks of the golf world, holding a very respectable 21st place ranking when the year began. However, he was propelled to the number 10 spot in the world due to his record-breaking score at the Century Tournament of Champions. This record and win need to be appreciated here, primarily because of the pressure Smith was under facing off against the world number 1, Jon Rahm. The quality of the competition was so high that even the runners-up broke Ernie Els' previous record of 31 under. What followed was another victory in the Players' Championship. At this time, he was number 6 in the world. Smith stole the win despite a bogey at the 72nd hole. This final round showdown, a 6 under 65, culminated in a one-shot victory for Smith and a score of 13 under par. This victory brought him the biggest payout of the PGA Tour, a whopping $3.6 million. It was so much money that even Smith said he had no idea what he was going to do with all of it. Additionally, making history at the 2022 British Open. With the momentum from his two previous victories this year and a stylish 5-birdie final round 67 at the Genesis Scottish Open, the stars seemed to be aligning for Smith at the British Open. Despite starting with a somewhat lackluster 70, especially considering his most recent performances, Smith seemed to thrive in the underdog mindset and couldn't set a single foot wrong. The notorious road hole came close to being Smith's downfall when his tee shot veered left and came up short. However, displaying the cool head of a champion, he safely deposited his approach 12 feet from the flag. What came next was an addition to Australia's list of champions. With all the implications of legacy, money, fame, and success on his mind, Smith confirmed, "I've definitely been on that track a few times in my career," before also mentioning that everything comes down to your beliefs in the end. In other news, first, what's next for a champion? Remember what we said about money? Enough of it will entice even the most dedicated of PGA stars. Cameron Smith became the highest-ranked player to defect from the PGA Tour this year and is set to make his debut for the Saudi-financed LIV Golf. Smith and his team have been quiet about the deal in the recent past, but Smith opened up about the money definitely being a factor in the decision. While both parties have stayed quiet about the exact numbers, sources claim the deal to be near the good round figure of $100 million. We guess that's where the conception of golf being a rich man's sport comes from. And what of it? Money brings control over one's life, and Smith really wanted to move back to his hometown where he could see his family with consistency. Smith had moved to the United States to train and decrease his traveling for competitions, but his training had prevented him from seeing his mom and sister for 25 months. Next, controversy at the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth. The BMW Championship has stood at the head of the DP World Tour for years, and all eyes have been on the controversial registration of LIV players at the event. BMW membership has made it very clear that all the players who defected to LIV since the previous rendition of the event are not welcome. They have been instructed to not wear any LIV merchandise on the course, their spots have been strategically placed to not be covered on the air, and even their company cars for transportation have been cancelled. Patrick Reed has been at the forefront of the news because of his strong position in European golf. He's popular with the fans, a champion of the sport, and has been a major advocate for the tour these past few years, even during COVID. All he was able to report to the media was that they were looking into options. Lastly, big names joined Japan's Seoul PGA Tour. It was recently confirmed former two-time major champion Colin Morikawa has announced his participation in the 2022 Zozo Championship alongside FedExCup champion Justin Rose. This move further solidifies Japan as an increasingly central attraction for top players across the world, especially players of Japanese origin who have to move abroad to find meaningful opportunities. Morikawa is one of the most promising youngsters in the sport with 5 victories on the PGA Tour, including 2 major championships in 2020 and 2021. Rose's reputation as the former number 1 in the sport speaks for itself. That's a wrap for this video. What was your favorite highlight? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.